Problem I have with fitness influencers is, all right, look, so bodybuilding used to be like a really niche thing, right? And when Arnold Schwarzenegger started doing it, he made it more popular. But even then, it was still really niche, right? No one really knew what these guys did that much. No one knew what their habits and practices were. Yeah, we knew they were on this thing called steroids, but no one really knew what it was or how to get it, right? You had to be in that world. Fast forward to today, everyone's well aware of performance enhancing drugs. They're more than readily available for almost anyone who wants to take them without any real knowledge of what they do to you or how you should be taking them if you want to do it safely. If there even is such a thing. Then, not to mention things like TRT and HGH on top of that. So that just makes it all more confusing, right? So now bodybuilders and fitness influencers are everywhere because of social media. And now they're directly supported by people, right? However many people follow you, it gives you endorsements, you get deals, you sell stuff, you get to sell your fitness programs, supplements, all types of stuff. And the problem is, from my perspective, look, if you want to do steroids, if you want to do that stuff, fine. It's your life, it's your body. You can do that thing, right? If you want to be a bodybuilder and do that stuff, fine. But when people are supporting you and you're selling a lifestyle or you're selling an image, you need to be honest about that. And the thing is that it's funny because I find that the people who are honest about it get better feedback. They get more respect because people know, okay, I can take what you're giving me with sort of a grain of salt. I know you work hard. Look, whether these guys work hard or not is not the issue. But the problem is that what you're trying to tell me when you post your fitness videos or your physique videos and you give me your training plan is, hey, do this and you'll look like this. That's not true. Because they're not taking those steroids, or they're not taking whatever extra supplement that's helping you recover faster, that's helping you work harder in the gym, that's helping keep your metabolism high when it should be normally going down to match your diet. You know what I mean? No one knows this stuff. You're just being dishonest. And I think if you're going to do that, you just let them know, hey, and I get it. You don't need to tell people what your cycle is. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has a different cycle, especially if you compete. You don't want your competition knowing how you're utilizing, what you're utilizing. Cool. But just let people know you're on something. You know what I mean? Don't give these people over expectations. And people are so distracted now, right? People don't even think to ask the question. They just see an image of a pretty person and they say, or a good looking guy or whatever who's fit and in shape, and they say, oh, that's it. They don't think enough to really get into it and ask those questions because, again, we're just drawn to what's attractive. And it's crazy because I even follow people, right, who aren't like bodybuilders, right, but who are really fit and have a really, and I give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't think like, oh, this guy's on steroids. I don't want to assume, right? I know people work hard. They have, if I can work hard and be strict and disciplined with my diet, I don't assume I'm the only person in the world. So I see someone else who looks good. I'm like, you know what? Good on them. They're doing it. But I'll follow them for a while, and then inevitably the question will come up, right? So you'll get a whole bunch of praise and, oh man, you look good. Oh, that's a fire post, and man, you shredded, bro. Oh, thank you. The replies, thank you. Yeah, I've been working hard. Yep, keep pushing, man. But as soon as the one question comes up, hey, bro, and it won't even be like an aggressive one. It'll be, hey, man, I love what you're doing. Either way, I still but I just want to know, are you natty or what? What's going on? Crickets. Why are you quiet for, man? Somebody asked you, one of your fans, somebody who's supporting you, asked you a straight up question. Are you taking something? Why are these people quiet every single time? Like, I'm done. And as soon as I see that, I unfollow. Because I already know you phony. You phony. You can't be real. So people need to stop supporting these people. Stop supporting and these people will be selling programs. I'm like, and you trying to push programs to people? Really? And you're not even natty. Stop. Like, every now, if let me put it this way. If I was not natty, I would still post all my videos. I'd post all fitness stuff. But every now and then I would have a post talking about, hey, I'm on something. You know what I mean? I'm doing this just to give people that balance. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just be real with people. You can't show something, give an impression, then selling your workout plans and then but not be 100%, not tell people that you're not natural when that's the impression you're given. Like, it's just weird.
It's like plastic surgery in
Yeah,
women.
yeah, it's exactly. And all these guys are doing this. They're all doing this. And for me, that whole Liver King thing was I mean, come on, like everybody really knew this guy wasn't. I mean, anybody who is halfway in the industry, anyone who's in fitness at all, this guy's not natty, right? But they just leave it out there because it's just like, oh, I'm not going to say anything. And, because they know as long as people don't know for sure, then they'll still follow. There's still that air of, maybe he's real. Maybe liver's the way. Maybe, ice baths and sledding for an hour. Maybe that's really it. Maybe eating bull testicles is really the thing for me. And because nobody does it, right? Nobody does that stuff on a regular. So how do you know? How do you know if eating raw liver every day for every meal isn't going to get you jacked and shredded? Because, hey, liver is super nutritious. You know what I mean? No one's ever tested it, and no one's ever going to test it. That's disgusting. So he's got a perfect cover. It's almost a perfect cover. But it's crazy because then when it all finally came out, he gives this phony story about, I was insecure. I didn't want, whatever it was. Clearly lying. And what he says is he said he was doing it because he wanted to show guys how to be, not soft, and wanted them to man up. But you lying, bro. You lying. You. The fact of the matter is that you have a supplement company. Oh, this is what he said. He was like, oh, well, I was rich before social media. I don't need the money. First of all, I'll give him that. I believe he was wealthy before social media. But being wealthy, no one, I can't think of a person in the history of whenever who said, I'm wealthy enough. Everybody wants more. Let's just be real. Everybody wants more. It's called greed, right? Some of it's called greed. But we've seen it before. So just because you were wealthy before social media, don't try to fool me and think, oh, I have enough money. I'm not trying to get more. I'm not going to use social media to get more. My business partners don't want more money. They don't want our supplement company to grow. Everybody's happy with the money we're at right now. We're not trying to grow the business. Anyone who knows business knows that's a lie. Because you're still selling supplements. Because if you wanted to be done, if you had enough money, you would just stop selling supplements. You would have sold your shares. But you didn't. So the thing was kind of brilliant because what he did in the way he did it, he made you sell yourself his supplements because he didn't push his supplements. He made his supplements sound like a distant second to his lifestyle. But guess what? That's the closest most people going to get because most people don't have a huge house and the freedom to have their own gym and kill their own food. Like, we got time for that. They got kids. They got a 9 to 5. So when they see you, what are they going to do? Oh, does this guy have supplements? Well, if there's his supplements, they must be great. So he didn't even have to push them. So don't get me wrong. It was kind of genius, but it was extremely dishonest. So, and he's an extreme case because this guy was on everything, and it came out. And then he wasn't even genuine about that. After it came out, he's still lying, still trying to stop the bleeding. And that's all it really was he was just trying to stop the bleeding. So
he got caught.
He still wouldn't know. You think he would have came? Heck no. He was completely, it wasn't even like he was silent on it, right? He was flat out denied it. He was like, of course not, I'm not on this stuff and blah, 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 blah. It wasn't even like he would just change the subject and say, oh, guys, I'm not going to comment on that stuff. That's ridiculous, whatever. He would just say, no, there's no way I don't touch that stuff. Never have. Really, bro? Really? Well, your emails say something different. So when the whole thing came out, it just goes to show who these people are. As a person and as a consumer or a supporter of these people, demand more, right? Demand more. Think more highly of yourself. Because, social media being what it is, when you get into that stuff, you're influenced by all of that. That's just the truth, right? You're influenced by it, but you need to have a filter. You need to have standards, and you need to not be lied to. I don't care how good somebody looks. If they're not going to be honest with you, you don't need their garbage in your feed. So if you have a fitness influencer who you ask, hey bro, like I don't need to know all the details. I like your stuff. Clearly you work hard, but are you natty? If they answering everybody else but you, unfollow them because they're not being honest. They're not being honest. So as far as these fitness influencers go, most of them are on something. Most of these guys are on something. That's just the facts of the matter. I'm not going to call anybody out specifically, but most of these guys are. And if you ask them, hey, bro, clearly you work hard. I see what you do. I'm not knocking the ethic, but I just want to know for myself, what to expect because you're pushing this, pushing that. And are you on, are you on something? Are you completely natural? If these guys brush you off, if they can answer everybody else in the world who's praising them, but they can't get back to you, unfollow them because they phony. They phony. There's only maybe one or two guys I can think of who I know are natural on social media. There's probably more, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? So I would say, as far as these people go, demand more for yourself. Just for yourself, have higher standards for what you consume.